Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We can see that Bitcoin is still fighting with the 29K mark. It is a very quiet weekend. Last weekend was also rather quiet until I think late on Sunday, when then the weekly candle closed. Sort of in that time period we had a bit of movement, but currently Bitcoin is just moving sideways. It's also a long weekend in the US, so Monday is bank holiday and the stock markets are closed. So we shouldn't expect too much movement. What is interesting to say is that in the last few days, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, they started to decouple from Bitcoin, or the other way around. That is highly interesting because this sort of correlation has now been existing since COVID. So since COVID started, we had seen that correlation, especially between Bitcoin and the Nasdaq. Now that could now have stopped, especially as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq did rally in the last week, or in this week actually. And I think, it will be confirmed in the next few days. Well, as soon as the markets open again, and the next few weeks, if the low of the stock markets is really in, and then eventually that could also help Bitcoin to go up. As you know, my expectation is that in the next few weeks, the low could be in. I still expect one lower low for Bitcoin and many altcoins before we can start that recovery to the upside. So not much movement. So let us just take a look at the short-term movements here for Bitcoin. There's probably no need here really to go into detail. I did explain all in the other videos. I still wanted to give you an update. Currently all still at the moment going according to plan. We had this triangle here, A, B, C, D, E, in which the wave 4 has finished here. It has peaked on the 26th of May. You would then expect after the peak of the wave E, that triangle to be broken to the downside. That happened according to plan. We then moved up. After every first impulse, you will see a second wave, so a corrective wave that can go up to the beginning of the wave 1 here. And it did come up quite a lot. It did come actually up to the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level here at 29.6K. Now that is nothing unusual. The 88.7% Fib level is a normal retracement level for a wave 2. We then saw quite a strong reaction to it, and that makes me think we could have already started here that wave 3 to the downside. Within the wave 3, obviously you have waves within waves and so on, and we could have here a wave 1, 2, and probably that's how it's currently looking like, another 1, 2. So it could be an extended wave 3. The only thing that must not happen for that is that the price is going to go above 29,350. That is what I mentioned in the previous video, and so far the price has listened to this and has adhered to this and has not actually dropped or moved above that 29,850 level. So the way we could, just to label this sort of would be to have a wave, to have a wave 1 here, so that you get a better understanding. That here would be a wave 2. We would have then another wave 1 here, and that would be another wave 2. Currently looks like, wrong button. Currently looks like this second wave 2 could also be complete, but if it is, the price should not move, first of all, not above 29,235, and then of course not above 29,350. Otherwise, if we move above 29,350, what would happen? Well, this scenario here would be not happening, and we might have only then seen that wave 1 here. That's one possibility, and the wave 2 will be up here, or the wave 1 has been finished, but we had wave 1, we had an overshoot or an undershooting wave 2, B, A, B, and this would be a wave C, where in this wave 2 you actually come a little bit higher. But really what is very important, first of all, 29,350, that would not invalidate the entire impulse to the downside. But if we move above 29,850, that would then invalidate that entire move down here, and we would need to relabel it. Bear in mind, this should not, even if we break this level to the upside, it should not be seen as a super bullish sign. We are currently, and that is what I see in the charts, and we are currently still in a corrective wave here. So we might have started the impulse down, yeah, but what we are not yet, at least we cannot see any evidence in the chart for that. We are not yet in an impulsive wave to the upside. We are not yet there where we can confidently say that the low for Bitcoin has been in. I just can't see it. You know, things might change in the chart, and as soon as I see signals in the chart, I will of course let you know, but at the moment, everything still points here to the downside. And I'm not saying it's impossible that the low for Bitcoin is already in, but, and I highlighted that before, you know, because we reached here the target area, which I, by the way, now moved down because we've hit already the target area here at that low, and I do expect another low to get actually into this new target area, which now starts at 25,400. But because we reached my Bitcoin target area that I've been talking about since November, December, because of that, the low could theoretically be in. But to do that, or to be confident that that is the case, we need to see a so-called impulsive wave structure, which means we need to see a 5-wave move to the upside. Now that could come in the form of a leading diagonal, that could come in the form of a motive wave structure like this one, which you see most often in textbooks. Just a 5-wave move, an impulsive move to the upside that would indicate that the trend has shifted and that the trend is going back to the upside. Yeah, and then we would ideally even also want to see an ABC down, so a 3-wave structure down, a corrective structure that corrects this impulsive wave, and where we would then make a higher low. That is currently what we are looking for here. Can't see it yet, absolutely not. And in the next instance, I have to expect still that we are pushing further down against these resistance levels of 29,350, 29,738 and 29,850. They are the key resistance levels. If all of them are broken, I will need to do some relabeling of the chart. Again, it would still not be bullish. What could still happen, and I would hate it, but it could still happen, is that the wave 4 isn't finished yet. Yeah, so this overall triangle actually might have been complete, but that actually the wave 4 decides to extend beyond the triangle, which would mean that that red wave 4 will end somewhere up here. The reason for that is, and I mentioned that before, that if we look at the Fibonacci retracement levels for that wave 4, we haven't reached yet the 32K level. That is the 38.2% Fib level, and that is normally the most likely scenario for a wave 4. It reached obviously the 23.6% Fib level. That is for a wave 4 also okay. Yeah, but most likely would actually be the 38.2% Fib level. I mentioned that before, but I can't see that as long as we stay below $30,725. Why is that level important? Well, that level is important because it marks here the high of one of the important waves here. I think it's the wave C high here in that triangle. So if that is getting broken, then it can be quite likely that we actually move all the way to that 38.2% Fib level. But as long as we are not in that area, I wouldn't consider it. Bear in mind, trading a triangle, trying to trade a wave 4 long, if you're actually in a corrective wave 4 to the upside, is difficult because a wave 4 can extend, it can be very long, you know. So we need to be a bit careful about that. Primarily, I would expect in the next move to break that BD line here again below 28.6K and then head further down in an impulsive wave to the upside, which should eventually land below 25.4K, below the wave 3 low from the 12th of May, and then also finish the overall correction down here. That would sort of be in line with my assumption that the low for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq could now be in. Again, it's very early days. It's not really confirmed yet, but we saw some positive reactions now in both of these. And then Bitcoin could follow maybe in the next few weeks here. Yeah, but I first still expect, at least at the moment, that we make another lower low in Bitcoin and in most other cryptocurrencies as well. And again, as soon as I see anything changing in the chart, I will of course let you know. Bear in mind that long term we probably already have amazing prices, but that's only my view, that's no financial advice. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.